Hey everyone, this is Aaron with Crypto Trends. Today, September 7th, 2019. Talking about a beautiful short, a beautiful setup for a short, and I'll show you that in the charts. Volatility is on its way, so hey, you know, that's, expect volatility in the future. Before we get to that, please keep in mind that this is not financial advice, just my opinion. Alright, let's go take a look at the chart and see what I'm talking about. Here it is. Okay, so, well, let me make sure I'm streaming. Yeah, I'm streaming. Okay, great. Alright, so if we're taking a look at this chart, this is Bitcoin, of course, on the daily. And yeah, we can just see that if we take a chart here, draw a line here, it's just kind of like, yeah, just going flat like that, right? Kind of boring, just doing its normal undulation type of thing, working its way down into this triangle, and it's getting down into this area right around in here. And that is a point of interest because on this purple line that I have drawn, that is when BAKKT goes live. So that is on September 23rd is when they go live, right? So lo and behold, look at the timing of this thing for it to go like this, and whew, so that's what I'm expecting. Because why? Well, we have a nice, this is a descending triangle, right? And if we take a look at the volumes, if we take a look at the buys, the greens down here on the let me get that out of the way. Get that out of the way. Okay, so if we look at the volumes down here, we can see that, yeah, they're right around here, this level here. They're kind of pretty flat. And if we look at the cells are actually declining a bit. So let me bring that down there so we can see, hey, yeah, the cells are declining. So overall volume is on the decline. And we can see that. It's going right along with the trend here that there's less and less interest. And just taking a look at the chart, if we really scroll out, let's go take a look at the week here. Okay, looking at this chart, okay, if you knew nothing else, what would you say that is more probable? Okay, it's gone up. Whoops. Let me make sure I have my drawing tool on. It's gone up, flat, and then what? What looks more probable to you? Do you think that, yeah, it's going to go up? Or does it look probable it's going to go down? Please keep in mind that's not to scale. So to me, this is on the weekly, okay? We have this huge resistance line up here, which was the previous buying climax. That was on the 20,000 that everybody hopes that we go to again. And down here we have our, well, this was our low point at 3, right? And then we basically have our automatic rally, which is at this red line here, okay? That's from the 20,000. So this is a real long-term type of thing. Buying climax, automatic rally, secondary test, test to the low, okay, bring it up, test up here, okay, so we're looking at it from a Wyckoff point of view, another test to the low, okay, that's all I'm saying, because if you look at this chart, this whole thing in here is basically reaccumulation, but it's at a much larger scale than a lot of people look at. So I'm saying, hey, take a look at it. Don't forget to go back out to the week, to the weekly view, and look at this scale. So from a Wyckoff point of view, yeah, we have our preliminary supply right around in here. Okay, fine. You know, our AR. And check out Wyckoff if you haven't. Here's our buying climax, right? Our BC, and then whammo. That's an important point. Then it comes up here. Then what happens is it takes a dump, and then it goes into its markup phase. All right, so that's usually from Wyckoff. So if we go over here and we do Wyckoff, we can just put accumulation, okay, and then we go look at images. Okay, so it bounces here and it goes up here. Is that a good one? No, that's not a very good one. Maybe. No, that's not a good one either. I know there's one that's a good one. Trying to look for a thing here. No, that's not good either. Anyway, I guess that was a bad idea. But as far as Wyckoff goes, we have our buying climax, our automatic rally. It comes down here and it tests the supply low to see if there's any sellers. One thing to note here is that there were a lot of sellers. Okay, look at the volume. There were a ton of sellers when it was down here, and yeah, so it pushed it way down. And as far as the red volumes go, it's like right here in this area here, which is at the top. So when you're seeing huge volumes being sold in the upper region, that is distribution. Okay, that is distribution. Let me get rid of these. So what I'm looking for is something to come down to this line here, which is around the 6,000 or even the 3,000 range. Well, actually not quite there, but maybe the 4,000, okay? Something right around in here. We'll see whether it can go down. We do have some big volumes up here that are big closes on the upper area. Let me go ahead and gotta put that on so I can go over. Okay, so what we have here is that up in the upper area we have a high, and next one is a down bar. So we have two down bars here. That's a lot of pressure forcing it down, and they're on significant volume. Okay, both of them are on the highest volume, down bar. So that what that does is it basically is like a lot of water that makes it flow downhill. So that's what I'm looking at here. And then with BAKKT, you know, what do you guys think about BAKKT? Do you really believe there's not manipulation going on? It's not regulated right now. It is a pipe dream. It is a pipe dream for people that want to manipulate things. That is for sure. It is a pipe dream. And this thing might not go down at that steep of a level, maybe something like that. But what I'm looking at here is that we want this to close, like they talk about CME gaps. Well, this isn't quite that, but there's a different type of gap in the Bitcoin market, and that's like the overall BARTs, where it wants to come down and eat up this whole mountaintop that we've had, okay? That's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at this mountaintop of profits being gone because these guys bought in down in here. That's what pushed it up. Remember this one here that pushed it up and just started the increase? Yeah, like look what a mess I made. But so that's basically what I'm looking at here, is that it's time for this to close, and you can call it a square off or close or closing the BART or doing the rectangle thingy. Let's do the rectangle thingy so you can see. Okay, fine. So we have this rectangle here. This needs to close. Okay, this is one play. This is the buy-in, and so now we need to have the buy-out. Okay, and the buyout would bring it down to this red line, maybe about 20% above or somewhere around there. But I'm looking for anywhere from where it is to come down within from this bottom part, 80 to 90% of the way down to 59. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at, and this is just me. Okay, this is like a pretty short term view that I have here. Long-term view, I am like really bullish on Bitcoin, that's for sure. But right now I'm looking at this miniature play here to close out, because it's time to close out and bank the profits. It's been in profit here, going up and trying to manipulate profits, doing distribution and stuff. They've had accumulation, reaccumulation, all that good stuff, doing their game. And now it's time to come back down, and this is just happening in the overall longer scheme of this campaign, okay? Because as I said earlier is that long term for this campaign, what they do is they come up here, they test the top, they didn't get there, so they take it down, they do another test to the bottom, they see how far it can go. When they really push it, sometimes it can get below here, and then it goes up. Okay, and this is broken down into different stages, so this would be like E, C, D, all that good stuff. Okay, check out Wyckoff. Not doing a full tutorial on it here right now, but yeah, so that's what I'm looking for. And if I was in BAKKT, this would be a wonderful short, because look at all of that downward area you have compared to the upward area. Okay, you have, I mean, just look at the distances. It's that distance compared to this distance. Okay, go with the longer distance. So what else is going on here? What do I think it's going to be? I mean, this is like a beautiful short, it looks like to me. Why? What else is going on here? Well, from a psychological point of view, which this is psychological warfare. It's to freak people out. It's to scare them. It's to make it so they don't know what they're doing. To always keep them on their toes. It's so that they sell their coins so they can pick them up, etc., etc. So what can we expect here? Or what I am expecting in the near future for this? Until it hits around this point here, is that I'm looking for this to kind of go up a bit, and that is to increase the people, to create FOMO, to have people put their longs in, and then also people are going to be to put their longs in and stuff, and people are going to be shorting. And so I'm looking for it to go up like that, and then down, maybe one more spike up to clear out the orders, and then a nice whammo bammo big surprise. And this big dump will happen within 15 minutes. This will be a 15-minute dive candle here. It'll be a huge withdrawal to where sometimes you have orders there, they just get skipped. I've been in situations to where I've had I tried to do a market order and it just got ignored because the bots were just going like crazy, and I couldn't get an order filled when I was trying to I actually go against the trend. So if it's dumping like this, I'm buying, and if it's skyrocketing, I'm selling. That's what I do. I usually play against the flow, and that's just me. I don't recommend that for a lot of people, that's for sure. But yeah, give me your thoughts on this. But this looks like a beautiful short, a huge possibility for profit down here for shorting. And no, I do not short. I do not recommend that people short. I don't recommend anything except to follow your own gut instincts. That's the only thing I recommend, and also to get professional advice. Nevertheless, just looking at this amount going down, or that little amount going up, which one would you choose? Big old mountain here. Time to get blown off. And you can look at it on the inverse here as well, because you see this here? It's the same thing, except it's just upside down, right? This closed here and it closed here. It's the same thing. Just getting rid of that. So anyway, what are your guys' thoughts? Let me know. Yeah. Do you think this is like, I don't know, feasible theory? You know? You let me know. Okay, so that's about it. Just going to say hi to some people in the chats if anybody's there. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and get notified. Alright, so, hey, there's Dances. Hey, Dances, how's it going? Hey, more. I'm feeling good, thanks. Vechain, more dropping. Yeah, I'm expecting Vechain to go down to about 20 sats before it starts turning around. So we'll see what happens with that. I mean, it could start turning around like right now. It's just heavily controlled. If we go over and look at VET versus, yeah, let's look at a BTC, because it's heavily controlled. There's no other coin out there that's manipulated so much. If we go here to the daily, you'll see. Let's go to the 4 hour. It pops out. Yeah, there we go. So you see this is just going up and down, up and down. It's really keeping a stranglehold on VET. And this has been some volatility where it's just, I don't know. It's not really volatility. It's just been spikes. Because if we look here at the closes, they're like pretty constant. So right there, those little nicks there in the bar, those are the closes, okay? But look at that right there. I mean, it's constant. Look at this line right here. Okay, we can just bring that up and put it right there. Look at that. I mean, come on. There is this is going right where people want it to go, and it just is what it is. But if we go back and take a look at this on the weekly, it is in a very long campaign where it's going down, and it looks like, I mean, you know, how much further can it go down? It's at 37 sats right now. How much further can this thing go down? Well, it can still go down further. Okay, but as far as the chart goes, this looks positively awful. One good thing though is that we do have the acceleration of going down is starting to slow. Okay, so it's bottoming out. You see that? And a good way to do that is just to take a whole bunch of lines, and well, not those lines, but these. You draw the bottoms, okay, and then you go up from point to point, and then from point to point, and you can like see the angles. Okay, you can see that the slopes are making a bottom cup. Okay, the angles here are diminishing. So it is bottoming out. By going at this angle, you would think that, okay, well, where would be the bottom? Somewhere around in here, right? Just eyeballing it, which is about 25 sats. Hey, so we'll see. It could be a little bit up here. Okay, but we'll see what goes on with this. But that's Vechain. So yeah, check out Vechain. Wonderful project. I mean, they really have great fundamentals and stuff. It's just that they are really being held under the gun by somebody for, well, for whatever reasons. But this is a very long campaign for Wyckoff goes. We have a huge selling climax, nice automatic rally, comes down here, did some tests, it's going down here, checking the lower bounds, see how many sellers, just trying to get everyone to sell. And the Reddit pages have been under an attack, basically a brigading from 4chan and stuff like that. A lot of people in there just putting negative comment, which, I mean, these are from like accounts that nobody recognizes. For the most part, nobody recognizes these accounts. For the ones that have been in there long term, I'm talking about Ven holders, good old Venetians. The Venetians are saying, you know, what the heck is going on with this thing? This is like the most awesome project. They don't understand what's going on. What's going on is that they're taking this down to the bottom to see how far they can go up. But then what happens after that? This is just a really long campaign. That's all. Then it comes up and then it does its thing, and then it, does its thing. But this is like a really long-term hold. This is not a, oh, I'm gonna, get a Lambo here in 3 days. It's not one of those. It's a really long-term hold. But I really, really like Vechain. Fantastic company. I mean, project. They have a lot of stuff going on, which is interesting. That I really like them. That doesn't mean you have to. But go ahead and do your research on that or anything else. Okay. But yeah, so we'll see what happens with the Vechain. Well, I like them. If you like them, hey, hit the like button, right? Like, subscribe, get notified, all that good stuff. So Kyle has some buys at 31 and 21. Hey, good for you, man. Good for you. Hopefully they get filled. The 21, we'll see. But if that gets filled, hey, that's like awesome. Anyway, that's about it, guys. So I was just going over BTC and Vechain and stuff like that. Watch out for short, especially around the 23rd. Let's look at this again. And lo and behold, you can say, oh, what happened with the CME? Right here on it, on that day, right? Boom, is when it started dumping. It could be the same for BAKKT. Wham. We'll see. Not quite sure. It's a little bit different story. But also over here in like the headlines, like this is on TradingView, and over here they have like a listing of the headlines, as you can see. A lot of them. I mean, when I was looking at this a couple hours ago, all of them, one after the other, was negative. And when they do that, when you see negative amounts, and sometimes you might see a positive news headline, but when they're doing that, what they are doing is that they're going to be taking it down. They're going to be taking it down. Okay, we're up here. They're going to be taking it down, and then people are going to be wondering why. What's the reason? Because people want an explanation for something other than manipulation. Okay, and so they want a reason. Oh, it's because of this. It's because they're whatever. The government doesn't like it. Whatever. They just want a reason. They want to know why. And so with these news articles, they're giving you possible reasons to explain this dump that could occur. Okay? So keep an eye on the news headlines for this. It's like they give you warning. They give you warning, and then they say they're going to take it down because they say, hey, it could be going negative. It's like some really odd rule they have. I don't know. It's odd. But if you keep an eye on it, stuff like that, as far as the news goes, as far as indicators, it could be interesting. Okay? They never tell the truth. That's for one. They never tell the truth. Anyway, yeah, that's it. Okay, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, get notified. Take it easy. Best of luck to you, and I'll catch you later.